Dear learners, welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to solve few previous year's questions on the consolidation of soil, and these questions are really very important. So please pay attention. We are just going to solve four questions, and these are really important ones. So let's get started with our first question. Here goes the first question. It says that the soil profile at the construction site is shown in the figure. So there is a construction site, and the soil is shown here. The groundwater table is at 5 meter below the ground level at present. So now what is the position of the groundwater? The present groundwater table is at this position 5 meter from the ground level. And old well data shows that the groundwater table was as low as 10 meter below the ground level in the past. So what is the past ground level? The past ground level was groundwater table level was this one. This is the past groundwater table level at the distance of 10 meters from the top, right? This is past. Now, the question says that take the unit weight of water as 9.81 kilonewton per meter cube. The over consolidation ratio at the midpoint of the clay layer is. So we have to find the over consolidation ratio at the midpoint of this clay layer. There is a clay layer, this is the entire thing. 15-meter depth is the sand layer. Now, this is the question, and this is one of the important questions. Okay, so let's try to solve this question. First of all, let's revise what is over consolidation ratio. I have already told you what is over consolidation ratio, not in this lecture but in my lecture of consolidation of soil. I have taught you the entire consolidation of soil, and it is a 2 hour long lecture, almost 2 hour long lecture. So those who haven't gone through that lecture, please go through that lecture first. Okay, I'll paste the link in the description box. So first of all, what is over consolidation ratio? Over consolidation ratio is stress in the soil, that is effective stress in the soil in the past to the effective stress in the soil at present. Okay, this is what we have to find out. So first of all, we have to find out what was the past stress at this level and what is the present stress at this level. Okay, so this is the current scenario where we have to find out what is the stress at this level of the clay, at the mid of the clay. So this is the data given to you. So first of all, this is sand layer, this is sand layer. Okay, and the unit weight of the sand for the first 5 meters is 17.5 kilonewton per meter cube. Now below the ground level, what is given? Below the ground level, the unit weight of sand in saturated state is 18.5 kilonewton per meter cube. Now the unit weight of clay is given as 17 kilonewton per meter cube, and it is in saturated state. So these are the datas given to you. So let's utilize all these datas in order to find out what we need. So what we are doing right now, we are finding out sigma dashed present. Okay, so for sigma dashed present, what is going on at this level? What are the stresses acting? First of all, the unit weight of the sand will act, and this is the stress profile of the unit weight of the sand. This will act like this. This is the stress profile of the unit weight of the sand. So what it will be? It is, what is the stress? The stress is rho gh. Okay, rho gh. This is the maximum stress. This is rho gh. This is rho gh, and this stress is acting in the clay layer due to the sand layer of first 5 meter. Okay, so what is rho g here? Rho g is nothing but gamma, that is given as the unit weight of sand. So we will be using this one, this value. So gamma into h. Okay, what is h? H is 5 meters. We will be taking h as 5 meters. Now coming to the next layer, next layer is the saturated unit weight of the sand. So it will act for a distance of this, that is 15 meter minus 5 meter for a distance of 10 meters. Okay, now we will not be taking the saturated unit weight of the sand because it is in submerged condition. It is below the groundwater table level. So whenever the soil is present below the groundwater table, it is in submerged condition, and we will take the submerged unit weight of the soil, not the saturated unit weight of the soil. This is should be very clear to you. when to take the saturated unit weight and when to take the submerged unit weight. When the soil is present in the below the groundwater table, we are going to take the submerged unit weight. But here what is given to you? Saturated unit weight. So how to find out the submerged unit weight? Let me write it down. The submerged unit weight of the soil is equals to the saturated unit weight of the soil minus gamma W, that is the unit weight of water. If you just subtract these two, you will get the saturated unit weight of the soil. So what is gamma W? We have to take the gamma W as 9.81 kilonewton per meter cube. Okay. So we will be adding, so let me name it H1. Okay. H1 is 5 meters. This is H1. H1 is equals to 5 meters. Now what is H2? For the height 2, we will be taking the submerged unit weight of the sand, and the height is H2 is 10 meters. Okay. So gamma submerged of sand into H2, okay? These two will put a stress on the clay layer. Plus, what else will put a stress on the clay layer? The clay layer itself, right? The clay layer from here to here will put a stress on the mid section of the clay. What we are going to take, whether we are going to take the saturated unit weight or submerged unit weight, we are going to take the submerged unit weight of the clay. So what is the submerged unit weight of the clay? It is saturated unit weight minus the gamma W. Okay. So we will be taking submerged unit weight of clay into H3. Okay. So what is H3? H3 is half of 8 meters. From the figure, it is 4 meters. So if this thing is clear to you, the question is solved. Okay. This is very important. Now, what is gamma? Gamma is given to you 17.5 kilonewton per meter cube. So I'm just writing 17.5 into H1. What is H1? It is 5 meters. Plus, next, who is applying stress? The submerged unit weight of the sand is applying stress. So what is submerged unit weight? It is saturated unit weight, which is given as 18.5 minus gamma W into what is H2. H2 is 10 meters. Okay. So we will be writing 10 over here. Plus, what is the submerged unit weight of the clay? The submerged unit weight of the clay is 17 minus 9.81 into what is the distance? H. What is H? H is H3, that is 4 meters. Okay. So if you solve this equation, which I have already solved it for you, you will get what is sigma dash present, and this will come out to be 203.16. Okay. So it will come out to be 203.16 kilonewton per meter square. Now, next we have to find out what is sigma dash past, right? Let's do that. So in the past, what was the groundwater table? The groundwater table was at a distance of 10 meters from the ground level. So this was 10 meters from the ground level, right? And then if it is 10 meters from the ground level, this is not 15, rather it is 5 meters. Okay. If we change the data, right? So it was given in the question, right? And old well data shows that the groundwater table was as low as 10 meters below the ground level in the past. So what was the position of the groundwater table? So this is not the present, this is the past groundwater table data. So past groundwater table data was, it was 10 meters below the ground level, and this will be then 5 meters. So using this, we will calculate the past stress here. Okay. So first of all, the stress will be acting due to the this unit weight of the sand, that is 17.5. So 17.5, we will be multiplying it with 10, right? Then next, the stress will be due to the submerged part of the sand. This is the submerged part of the sand, and the saturated unit weight of the sand is given to you. So we have to put the submerged unit weight of the sand. So it is 18.5 minus 9.81 into how much? 5 for 5 meters. This will cause stress. Now, next stress causing element will be clay, and again in the submerged condition, not in saturated condition. So 17 minus 9.81 into how much? 4. If you calculate this, you will get the value of sigma dash past. So it will be 175. Let me multiply this. It will be 175 plus, second thing will be 43.45, 43.45 plus, the third will be 28.76. So 28.76. If you add these three, you will be getting 247.21. 247.21 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, not cube, because it is a stress. Now what we have to find out? We have to find the over consolidation ratio. Over consolidation ratio is sigma dash past by sigma dash present. So what is sigma dash past? Sigma dash past we have just found out. Sigma dash past was 247.21. So 247.21 by what is sigma dash present? Sigma dash present here is 203.16. So 203.16, and if you, let me write down over consolidation ratio OCR is equals to, if you solve this, you will get the answer as 1.216. So this is the correct answer. So hope you understood, and the most important part was the stress diagram, and when to take the submerged unit weight and when to take the saturated unit weight of the soil. Now with this, we have completed our first question. Let's move on to the next question. This is also one of the very important questions. So here's the next question. The question says that the soil profile at the road construction site is shown in the figure. So there is a soil profile which is shown in the figure. A large embankment is to be constructed at this site. So we are going to construct an embankment. The groundwater table is located at the surface of the clay layers, and the capillary rise in the sandy soil is negligible. So there is a sand layer in the soil and there is a clay layer, and in the interface of these two, sand layer and clay layer, there is a groundwater table. Just above the groundwater table is sand, and just below the groundwater table is clay. The effective stress at the middle of the clay layer after the application of the embankment loading is 180 kilonewton per meter square. So after the embankment has been made, what is the stress at the mid of the clay layer? At the mid of the clay layer, the stress is 180 kilonewton per meter square after the embankment has been made. Okay. Take the unit weight of water gamma W as 9.81. It is given in the question. The primary consolidation settlement in meters rounded off to the 2 decimal places of the clay layer resulting from this loading will be. So what is the question demanding? This is one of the most important questions, and the question is demanding you to find out the settlement in the soil, and you have to find out the settlement in the soil in meters and of the clay layer. They are asking you to find the settlement of the clay layer and not the sand. Okay, so you don't have to consider the sand, you just have to consider what is the settlement of the clay resulting from the loading. Okay, now how we will solve this question? So in my lecture of consolidation, I have told you what is the most important equation you will encounter every time is delta H by H is equals to Cc by 1 plus E naught log base 10 sigma dashed final by sigma dashed initial. So this is one of the most important equations you are going to encounter every now and then. Okay, so let's see what else is given in the question. So Cc, whether it is given, that is the compression index. Cc, that is the compression index. Yes, it is given 0.25. E naught. E naught means what is the initial void ratio? Is it given in the question? No, it is not given in the question. So first of all, we have to find out E naught. Okay. What else is given? Is sigma dash final given to you? Yes, sigma dash final is given to you. But sigma dash final means the effective stress at the mid of the clay layer after the application of the embankment loading. This is what is this? This data is sigma dash final. Okay, so what is given to you? Sigma dash final is given to you as 180 kilonewton per meter cube, sorry, per meter square. So this is given to you. So we have to find out what? We have to find out sigma dashed initial. So sigma dashed initial we don't know, so let me write it here. Sigma dashed initial we don't know, which we have to find out in order to find the total settlement. The height of the soil, we know what is the height of the soil. So one more important thing, this clay layer is getting compressed. So what is the height, what is h we are going to take? Are we going to take the h as 6 plus 2 as 8 meters? No, the initial height of the soil what we are going to take is just 6 meters. Here is the great chances of committing mistake. We are not going to take the height of the soil as 8 meters because the sand layer is not getting compressed. What is getting compressed is the clay layer. And what is the height of the clay layer? The height of the clay layer is given as 6 meters. You can see here the height of the clay layer is 6 meters. So initial height of the clay layer is 6 meters. So we are going to take h as 6. And what we have to find out? We have to find out delta h, that is the final settlement. Okay. So for that cc is given to you, E naught we have to find out, and sigma dashed initial we have to find out, right? Then only we can apply these things in this equation in order to find out what is delta H, right? So this is the scheme of the question. So let's start. So first of all, let's find out E naught. How we will find out E naught? We will be using, we note that what is W, water content. Water content of the soil is given as 45%, right? So water content of the soil is given as 45%. Now, what is the specific gravity? Specific gravity is given as 2.65. G is given as 2.65. From this, we will be finding out E naught. Okay, so we'll be using our very basic equation like ES is equals to WG. But there is one more confusion. S, the degree of saturation is not given to you. How we will find out E? So look here in the question. The soil is below the groundwater table. The soil is below the groundwater table. Whenever the soil is below the groundwater table, what is the degree of saturation? The degree of saturation is 1. So S, do we know the S? Yes, S is 1. So using this we can find out E, that is initial void ratio E naught. Let's say E naught. So E naught into 1 is equals to W into G. What is the value of W we are going to take? 0.45. What is the value of G we are going to take? It is 2.65. If you multiply these two, you are going to get what is the value of E naught. So I've already calculated this. The value of E naught is 1.1925. 1.1925. This is the value of E naught. So our first task is done. We know what is E naught. So let me write it here. E naught is 1.1925. So E naught is how much? 1.1925. E naught is done. Now next we have to find out what is the initial stress in the mid layer of the clay. Okay, here what is the initial stress? How do we have to find out? Sigma initial, sigma dash initial is nothing but gamma of the sand into 2 plus gamma submerged of the clay, that is because of the clay is in submerged condition, gamma submerged of the clay into whatever, this is 3 meters, right? So let me write it out down. Gamma of sand into 2 plus gamma submerged of clay into how much? Into 3. Now what is gamma of sand? Gamma of the sand is given to you. It is 18.5. Okay. So it is 18.5 into 2 plus what is gamma submerged of clay into 3. Now next is gamma submerged. Now here is a trick. The question has not given you what is the gamma submerged of clay or even the gamma of clay. It is not given in the question. So how will you find out what is the gamma of the clay? So again we will go back to the basics. Okay. So for finding out the gamma of the clay, that is gamma is equals to gamma W G plus Es by 1 plus E. This is the gamma. The unit weight of soil is gamma W G plus Es by 1 plus E. But do we have to find out this? No, we have to find out gamma in submerged condition. So what is gamma submerged? If you remember, it's well and good. If you don't remember, you just subtract gamma submerged is equals gamma minus gamma W, will get the answer. But you have to remember this: gamma W G minus 1 by 1 plus E. This is one of the basic equations in soil mechanics. It is very important. Most of us tend to forget this one. So this is gamma submerged. Gamma submerged is gamma W G minus 1 by 1 plus E. Okay. So first of all, we have to find out what is the gamma submerged of the clay. In order to find out this effective stress, initial effective stress. So let's find out gamma submerged. Okay. This is the basic equation of gamma submerged. Okay. What we are using. So it is gamma W. What is the value of gamma W? We are going to take 9.81. What is the value of G given in the question? G is 2.65. So it is 2.65 minus 1 by 1 plus E. 1 plus E. What is the value of E? It is not given in the question. What we have done, we have found out the value of E. Okay. So this is one of the most difficult questions. If you can solve this, trust me, you can solve any questions. So it is 7.382. This is the value of gamma submerged. Okay. Kilonewton per meter cube. Okay. So now you are going to put this value of gamma submerged over here. So let me write it in blue color only. 7.382. Now into 3. This value we have found out, so I am writing it in blue color. So now if you multiply everything, you are going to get the sigma dashed initial of the soil. It is 59.146. Now once you have got the sigma dashed initial of the soil, you have got this value sigma dashed initial of the soil. It is what? 59.146, right? What you are going to do? You are going to put everything in this equation in order to find the answer. Let's do that. So delta H is equals to Cc by 1 plus E naught into H into log base 10 sigma dashed final by sigma dashed initial. So what is the value of Cc? Cc is given to you. Compression index is given to you 0.25. Let's put that 0.25 by 1 plus E naught. 1 plus E naught means E naught here you have found out. Okay. E naught of the clay. 1 plus 1.195 into height. What is the height? Height is the height of the clay and it is 6 log base 10 sigma dashed final. What is sigma dashed final? We just found out the sigma dashed final. This was sigma dashed final 59.146 by sigma dashed initial. What is sigma dashed initial? So I have committed a mistake. What we were finding was sigma dashed initial. Sigma dashed final was given in the question and it was 180. This was sigma dashed final. So 180 by sigma dashed initial, what is it? It is 59.146. If you solve this, you will get the answer. After solving this, you will get the answer as 0.33 meters. After solving this, you will get the answer as 0.33 meters. This is the final answer. This was the most important question the GATE has ever asked you, and a very lengthy one also. There were many things that you have to find out in order to find out the answer. The first thing you have to find out was the void ratio. Then you have to find out what is the unit weight of the soil, second concept. Then the third concept is that you have to find out the sigma dashed initial, and the fourth concept that you have to find out the settlement of the clay layer. So there were four things altogether asked in one question. So now let's move forward. So here is our third question, which is also very important. The void ratio of a clay soil sample M decreases from 0.575 to 0.510 when applied pressure increases from 120 kilopascals to 180 kilopascal. So there is a soil sample M. So let me write it down. E naught, like E naught is the initial void ratio. E naught is the initial void ratio of soil sample 1. So E naught M is what? It is 0.575, right? Now E final, okay? E final of M is how much? 0.510. This is the final. When the applied stress increases from 120 kilopascal to 180 kilopascal. So initial stress, what is the initial stress? Initial stress sigma initial, or sigma naught, you can say sigma dash naught, is how much? 120 kilopascal. And what is the final stress? The final stress is nothing but final stress is how much? 180 kilopascal. Okay, so this data is given to you for the same increment in pressure. Okay, so the pressure is also increasing from 120 to 180 kilopascal. The void ratio of another clay soil sample N decreases from zero point 0.6 to 0.550. Okay, so there is another soil sample which is having the initial void ratio, and this soil sample is N. Initial void ratio is 0.600, and what is the final void ratio? E final of N is how much? 0.55. Okay, the ratio of hydraulic conductivity of sample M to the sample N is 0.125. So why hydraulic conductivity is given to you and the ratio of M to N is given to you? Okay, so Km is to Kn is given to you as 0.125. Okay, then the ratio of coefficient of consolidation of the sample M to sample N is. So what we have to find out? We have to find out coefficient of consolidation, that is CV of sample M is to sample N. CV of sample M is to sample N. Okay, this is what we have to find out. Now, in my lecture, I have already told you what is coefficient of consolidation and what is the expression of that. And if you haven't gone through that lecture, the link is in the description box or in the I section, in the information tab. You click on that tab and you will get the link. So kindly go through that lecture. CV. What is coefficient of consolidation? CV is equals to K 1 plus E naught by AV gamma W, right? AV gamma W. We will be using this expression in order to find what is the ratio of CVM is to CVN. So let me write it down. CVM is to CVN will be how much? It will be, okay, it will be coefficient of hydraulic conductivity of M into 1 plus E naught of M by AV of M into gamma W by, it will be Kn into 1 plus E naught N, right, by AVN by gamma W, right? Let's rearrange this. So after rearranging, what we will get? It is Km 1 plus E naught M by AVM gamma W into AVN gamma W by Kn 1 plus E naught N, right? Now let's rearrange this a little bit more. So this gamma W and gamma W will be gone. Now what is AV? AV is the coefficient of compressibility, right? Coefficient of compressibility. And what is the value of AV? If you remember, I have told you AV is what? It is delta E by delta sigma dashed. Change in the void ratio to the respective change in the effective stress, that is AV. So let's do that first. So I'm writing it here. That means Km by Kn. Okay, so Km by Kn, let me separate them. Km by Kn into 1 plus E naught m by 1 plus E naught n into AVN by AVM. Okay, AVN by AVM. So what is, now let's try to do this AVN by AVM. Okay, so what is let me do it separately so that it is easier for you to understand. AVN by AVM is delta E of n by delta sigma dashed n, okay, is to delta E of m by delta sigma of m. But in the question it is given that for the same increment in pressure, for the same increment in pressure means change in pressure for soil M is same as the change in pressure in soil N. Okay, so because of that this delta N and delta M will get cancelled out because they are the same thing. The change in pressure is same for soil N and same for soil M. So we will be left out with delta En is to delta Em. Okay, it is N by M. Okay, so AVN by AVM we can be replaced by, so I'm writing it here, Km by Kn into 1 plus E naught M by 1 plus E naught N into AVN by AVM. So it is delta En by delta Em. Okay. Now in the question it is given that hydraulic conductivity of the sample M to sample N is 0.125. So that means first term here Km is to Kn is given as 0.125. Now what is E naught M? E naught M is 0.575, right? So I'll be writing 1 plus 0.575 by 1 plus E naught N is 0.6. 0.6. Now what is change in delta N? What is delta En? So delta En is the difference between these two, 600 minus 0.55, right? 0.6 minus 0.55. So let me just calculate here. 0.6 minus 0.55 will give you delta En, that is 0.05, right? And similarly what is delta En? It is 0.575 minus 0.510, right? So it is 0.065, 0.065. So in place of delta En I'll be writing 0.05. so delta En is 0.05 and delta Em is 0.065, 0.065. Now if you solve this you will get the answer, the required answer. So let's solve this and let's find out what the answer is. The answer comes out to be 0.09465. And what is the question demanding? No, if you now whenever you are giving the gate examination, be very careful. After solving everything, read the question once again, what the question is demanding you. Like it is demanding you rounded off to 3 decimal places. Okay, you have to answer the you have to put the answer in rounded off to 3 decimal places. So you will be writing 0.095. This is the correct answer. If you write this or anything else, you will not get marks in spite of doing all the labor. So please be very careful what is the question demanding you, for how many decimal places the question is asking the answer. Okay, so with this we have completed our third question. So I hope this lecture was helpful for you. If it was, don't forget to like and follow me for more. Please share this video with your friends and in your civil peer group. If you want more content like this, do follow my Telegram channel named Civil Academia, the link of which you will get in the description box. Thank you so much. Bye bye and have a nice day.